Thank you all for coming out. Thanks to the MIF for inviting me. This is my, I guess, my first non-virtual presentation in just about 2 years, and so it's a pleasure to be up here in front of you. And so, yes, I am a geologist. I do make forward-looking statements. That's what I get paid to do, and so there will be some of them in this presentation. And so I'll be speaking about the Cerro Las Manitas silver lead zinc skarn system. It's well located in southeast Durango in Mexico, and it's currently one of the largest and highest grade undeveloped silver projects in the world, with indicated and inferred resources totaling 335 million silver equivalent ounces at a relatively high grade of 326 grams per ton silver equivalent. It's in a well-established silver mining district in Durango. We've just recently in September completed the acquisition of our former joint venture partner's 60% interest in the project. We have completed financing in June, and so we're fully cashed up and able to move forward on the project. We had a resource update just in late October that I'll review. It increased the size of the deposit by 33%, and we continue to work on the engineering and metallurgy toward generating a PEA on the project in Q2 of 2022. And so, yeah, this was the highlight, new mineral resources, and that was in October 27th. And the main thing is this gives the investor not only exposure to silver mineralization, but other metals, multi-commodity system. Capital structure, we're at around 40 cents. We're about $100 million market cap. Electrum remains a cornerstone shareholder in our company, as well as we have some institutional. We get some analyst coverage from both Red Cloud and Fundamental Research. Recent ratings and recommendations suggest that we're trading at a discount to what they feel we should be trading at, and we have newsletter coverage through Peter with the Silver Stock Investor, as well as Caesar's report and some others. And so when compared to our peer group, we are one of the top 10 easily in the top 10 in size. And of those larger deposits, we are the highest grade. And so we are one of the very few deposits that can give you that double bang for the buck, both size and grade of the mineralization. But yet, we still trade at a discount to our peers. So for the investors out there, there's lots of room to grow as we continue moving this story forward through into the PEA and through additional exploration, et cetera, et cetera. And then I mentioned we just completed, closed the deal to acquire the 60% interest in the project. And really the highlight here is that this was done for only $15 million, and it represented only 9 cents an ounce silver equivalent in terms of the acquisition costs, and that was looked on very, very favorably by the shareholder at the time. We have an experienced management team and board with mine finders with a history of success, particularly in Mexico. You'll see, in the resumes here, 12 different mines, some of these world-class deposits, including the Peñasquito project in Mexico, Hemlo, Escay Creek, San Cristobal in Bolivia, the San Nicolas project in Zacatecas, Mexico. So a group of people that know what major projects look like, know how to advance them, and how to bring them to the production decision, either within the companies that they're operating with, or alternatively through sale of the asset to a producer for the benefit of the shareholder. So just getting into the project portfolio, I'll focus primarily on Cerro Las Manitas, and if I have some time, I can mention our Oro project toward the end of the presentation. But Cerro Las Manitas sits within the heart of the Faja de Plata of north-central Mexico. That's the belt of silver. We're surrounded by world-class deposits, surrounded by producers. We spent about $30 million on the project since initial acquisition in 2011. We've now recently increased the size of the deposit by 33%, and we're continuing to move the project through to a PEA, which is scheduled for the second quarter of 2022. The Oro project is an earlier stage laramide, copper, gold, moly system in southern New Mexico. We are in the final stages of permitting on that, and we'll be drilling that in January. The Cerro Las Meninas project is located in an active exploration and development area with superior infrastructure and community support. We're in a very safe jurisdiction out on the edge of the Altiplano, so we're not in the mountains, we're not in the way of the narcos. As I like to joke, we're out in the middle of the bean fields, not the marijuana fields, and it's a very safe way to get in and out of the project. We have strong community support with exploration access agreements in place with the local ejido, and to that end, we've been able to drill over 80,000 meters of meterage on the project since we took over the project in 2011, and again at a very effective cash discovery cost of only 9 cents an ounce. So we've been able to organically grow this asset and systematically increase the value of the project with our continued work. We're surrounded by producers. On our eastern boundary is Hecla Mining's San Sebastian project. Fresnillo is exploring on our northern boundary. Avino has 2 projects in the area. One, their Avino mine, where they're mining gold and silver from epithermal veins. And now they've recently acquired Corp Mining's La Preciosa project. And so they're looking at bringing that and turning their operations into a bit of a district play there. We are located just 70 kilometers outside of Durango, only about 40 kilometers away from the airport. The highway to Torreon runs right through the project. We have power lines, we have rail lines running right through the project. We access it from the town of Guadalupe, Victoria, located only an 8-minute drive to the area of the Cerro, which is where the resources are. So again, it's a fantastic place to be working and very easy and safe access. This is the Cerro. You can see the aforementioned highway in the foreground, one of the bean fields again in the foreground. And this is the location of the known deposits. I actually forgot to change that slide. South Skarn and Mina La Bacona are no longer targets. They are the 2 new deposits that we added in the resource update in October 27. And so this is my only geological slide, and essentially what you have is this central intrusion with a zone of skarn alteration around it with the mineral deposits localized within that skarn. We've currently identified 6 deposits, and you can see their distribution there on the slide on the left. These are fairly classic CRD skarn systems like many deposits throughout Mexico. And so this is the breakdown of the resource. Again, highlighting it's a large resource, nearly 32 million tons, high-grade resource, averaging 326 grams per ton silver equivalent. We have good silver grades, and again, excellent lead and zinc grades as well. And so this is the distribution of the deposit. So I've got the central intrusion there in purple. On the west deposits include the Blind, El Sol, and Las Victorias, and then the skarn front essentially wraps around the western side of this central intrusion. On the eastern side, we have the 2 new deposits, the Mina La Bacona and the south skarn deposit. And so we were buoyed by these results. We've increased our tonnage by 33%. We've increased the contained metal by 26%. This includes an increase in our contained silver to 38%, and in both indicated and inferred categories, it now totals 115 million ounces of silver. And then we also, because this is a polymetallic deposit, we determined NSR values for the mineralization. And so as you multiply that through, you end up with an NSR value of about $4 billion for this project. So it's getting quite big and quite substantial. So on the way to a PEA, we've got some excellent metallurgical results. We've been able to identify 3 saleable concentrates of copper, lead, and zinc concentrate, with most of the silver reporting to the lead concentrate. We have excellent recoveries, and we've built that into NSR models for all of the deposits now. And we have started our preliminary mine design work primarily on the western deposits, the ones that we knew earlier. So we have stope models, production scenarios, and mine scheduling for that. We now have to incorporate the eastern deposits into those models and build them into a mine plan, and that will be the basis for the PEA. And then we still, we are still drilling. We continue drilling. We have some targets up on the North Fell site where we have some assays pending, and they'll be coming out next week. We have drilling that was completed on our El Sol concession, and they'll be coming out soon, pending. And then we still have a drill on the ground. It is the drill is still turning, and so we look at continued news flow through into 2022 as well, and then we start up with our Oro project and drilling on our Oro project. So lots to come. And then again, Oro, just very briefly, it's a laramide copper moly porphyry system. It's located, you can get there by road, 50 miles south of Lordsburg off the I-10, so very easy access to get in there. We've completed 26 holes on the project to date. Most of that are seed drilling on the distal gold target, but now we're focusing on the porphyry target, and the objective is to give our investors exposure to copper, and that's the you know, and also it's a good project with some excellent potential. And so that's it. Thank you very much for your time. We've had the new resource increase the size of the deposit by 33%. We have exploration ongoing and new greenfields exploration into 2022. And then we have a PEA in the Q2 2022.